Our ancient ancestors built some of the most insanely mind-blowing things the world has ever seen. But even after thousands of years, and despite having ultra-advanced tech today, we still can't explain half of it. Scientists scratch their heads, teams go in circles, and still these finds refuse to give up their secrets. These aren't just artifacts or ruins, they're mysteries that punch holes in what we thought we knew about history, science, and even reality itself. In this video, we're looking at 15 of the most incredible and mysterious discoveries that actually exist. Number 15. The Göbekli Circle. Now, there are telescopes or calendars, but before that, people were already reading the sky. In Göbekli, archaeologists uncovered a Neolithic structure that may be the oldest solar observatory in Europe. The site, known today as the Göbekli Circle, dates back to around 4,900 BCE. It features concentric wooden palisades with precisely aligned entrances that track the winter and summer solstices. Originally spotted through aerial photographs in 1991, it took over a decade of research to identify the site's purpose. Just 15 meters away, researchers found the Nebra sky disk, a bronze artifact believed to represent a celestial map, also with solar alignment. While the disk is younger, dating to 1600 BCE, the parallels in structure and orientation suggest a continued astronomical tradition in the region. Evidence of ritual fires and bones with cut marks hints at ceremonies or sacrifices that may have taken place here. This wasn't just a clock in wood and earth, it was part of a larger spiritual and scientific dialogue that spanned generations. Number 14. Votive offerings in the Valley of the Temples. The Valley of the Temples in Agrigento has always been one of the most iconic archaeological landmarks of the ancient Greek world. But recent digs north of the Temple of Juno revealed something far more intimate than towering columns, over 60 votive figurines, tiny busts, lamps, vases, and bronze scraps, all hidden beneath layers of destruction. These objects, believed to be offerings, were likely placed after the city was brutally sacked by Carthaginians in 406 BCE. Some believe they were gestures to honor the dead, others think they were desperate prayers for divine help after the fall. The city, founded by Greek colonists in the 6th century BCE, has long stood as a monument to ancient culture. This find adds a personal, emotional layer to the grandeur. It's one thing to see temples that touch the sky, it's another to hold the small tokens left behind by people hoping for peace, safety, or even revenge. It reminds us that faith doesn't always come in massive stone, it's often held in something small and fragile. Number 13. Unearthing the dolmens of La Lentejuela. In the necropolis of La Lentejuela near Malaga, Spain, a team from the University of Cádiz has continued to reshape our understanding of prehistoric funerary rituals. Among the most recent finds are two megalithic dolmens dating back to the end of the 4th millennium BCE. One structure, Funeral Structure 1, features a distinct bent corridor that leads to an antechamber marked by vertical standing stones. What's especially fascinating is how these dolmens were reused during the Bronze Age. Locals repurposed the original Neolithic tombs for their own burials, carefully placing remains in small, intimate spaces within the monument. To build a fuller picture of this ancient cemetery, the team employed high-resolution drone photography, photogrammetry, and 3D scanning. Soil samples and dating materials help fill in the chronology. This kind of reuse tells us that later cultures revered the dolmen builders, viewing their monumental stones not just as ruins but as sacred, powerful spaces worthy of a second life. These structures weren't just tombs, they were long-standing expressions of memory and meaning. Number 12. Sayhuite Monolith. The Sayhuite monolith near Abancay, Peru, feels like it came out of a digital modeling lab, but it's believed to date back to the 15th or 16th century. With over 200 intricate carvings etched into its surface, this massive stone is unlike anything else from the Inca period. It features everything from stylized animals to straight and curved lines that might represent roads, water channels, or even topographic maps. The sheer volume of detail has led some scholars to suggest it wasn't just ceremonial, it may have been practical. One theory argues that the Inca used the stone to simulate water flow for future irrigation plans. By pouring water over its surface and watching how it moved, they could anticipate how canals might behave in real terrain. Whether it's a religious object, a blueprint, or both, no one's entirely sure. And while mainstream archaeologists hesitate to declare it a map, its complexity makes it one of the most compelling pieces left behind by a civilization with no written language but stunning spatial awareness. Number 11. Mystery Hill. Just outside Salem, New Hampshire, lies a stone-built site, often called America's Stonehenge, though its actual name is Mystery Hill. This collection of chambers, standing stones, and underground passages is thought to be over 4,000 years old. Some of the structures align with solstices and astronomical events, which suggests that early builders may have used them for rituals or celestial tracking. The origins are still debated. Mainstream archaeologists lean toward Native American construction, while fringe theorists propose everything from ancient Celts to Phoenicians. The theory that the Celts built it hinges on architectural similarities with European megalithic sites, but it would require rewriting early North American history. Most scholars agree that someone with advanced knowledge of astronomy and engineering was responsible, but who exactly remains uncertain. Unlike Europe's more documented sites, Mystery Hill exists in a kind of scholarly limbo, quietly nestled in the New England forest, waiting for a consensus that may never come. Whatever its origin, the place continues to draw curious minds who crave answers older than recorded time. Number 10. Chromium steel from medieval Persia. Well, long before stainless steel became a staple of modern manufacturing, a form of rust-resistant alloy was already being produced in ancient Persia. In 2020, researchers studying crucible steel remnants from Shahak, Iran, confirmed the presence of chromium in samples dated to the 11th to 12th centuries. These early metallurgists had somehow discovered a way to mix iron with chromium-rich minerals centuries ahead of Western industrial breakthroughs. The process is described in the medieval manuscript Compendium to Know the Gems, attributed to polymath Abu Rayhan al-Biruni. His writings offer practical steps for combining minerals to produce durable, corrosion-resistant alloys. What's striking is that this wasn't an accidental mixture. Metallurgical analysis shows deliberate, repeatable results, suggesting that smiths in the region understood both materials and outcomes. Despite the advancement, the technique seems to have vanished. No evidence suggests it spread widely or survived beyond that era. Why such knowledge disappeared is still debated, but it proves that the roots of modern steelmaking were planted far deeper and far earlier than many once imagined. Number 9. The Byzantine Magical Mirrors. At just 17, archaeology student Aviv Vimen made a discovery that bridged the spiritual and the historical. During a dig near Kiryat Ata in northern Israel, she uncovered a Byzantine-era magical mirror dating back to the 4th to 6th centuries CE. It wasn't for vanity. The mirror was crafted as a tool to deflect evil. Made with a reflective glass center, it was believed to bounce back the malevolent gaze of the evil eye, a superstition deeply rooted in the culture of that era. These objects were often placed in tombs, meant to protect the dead on their passage to the afterlife. The mirror wasn't just a relic. It was a shield, a talisman meant to fight off spiritual threats even after death. Its presence in a burial context reveals the deeply personal fears and hopes of people living in Byzantine times. Finds like this show us that the line between belief and object was far blurrier in the past than we often think. And when you look at their creations, you'll get the idea. Number 8. Nero Sit's Private Theater. Just outside Vatican City, hidden beneath the grounds of the 15th century Palazzo della Rovere, archaeologists have uncovered the ruins of Emperor Nero's long-lost private theater. Built during his reign from 54 to 68 CE, this was no public venue, it was his personal stage. According to ancient accounts, Nero himself performed here, indulging his theatrical ambitions with full sets, lavish backdrops, and an eager audience of the elite. Excavations revealed semicircular seating, steps, marble columns, and fragments of ornate plaster still coated in gold leaf. Some bricks were stamped with marks from the Julio-Claudian era, confirming the building's age and origin. Adjacent to the theater, researchers found an auxiliary structure believed to be a prop storage or costume facility, an ancient backstage essentially. The level of detail preserved mirrors accounts by Pliny the Elder and offers rare insight into the grandeur Nero envisioned for himself. Whether his performances were praised or mocked, this discovery reaffirms one thing: Nero wanted to be remembered not just as a ruler, but as Rome's ultimate showman. Number 7. The sunken Stone Age platform. Just off the coast of Great Yarmouth in East Anglia, submerged under nearly 40 feet of water, lies a remarkable relic from 8,000 years ago, a complex wooden platform believed to be part of the oldest known boat-building site in the world. During the Mesolithic period, this stretch of land wasn't underwater. It was part of a dry land bridge stretching to the Isle of Wight, back when Britain was still connected to mainland Europe. The platform itself is made of split timbers arranged in multiple stacked layers, anchored on round wood foundations. What's astonishing is the craftsmanship. These woodworking techniques weren't thought to exist for another 1,000 years in this region. Scientists believe the platform may have been part of a larger coastal settlement, hinting at advanced seafaring knowledge. Since its discovery in 2019, archaeologists have called for government protection to prevent erosion from destroying the site. If preserved, it could offer unprecedented insights into the daily lives and engineering capabilities of some of Britain's earliest coastal communities. Alright, now let's head over to Number 6. The megalithic complexes of Situs Gunung Padang. Situs Gunung Padang in Sukabumi, Indonesia, isn't just another ancient site, it's a layered monument of human history. Perched between 1,500 and 1,600 feet above sea level, this archaeological complex is framed by the Halaman Mountains and split into two parts, a northern section anchored by a towering menhir and a southern terrace packed with carefully placed stones. The northern monolith, over 12 feet tall and shaped like a crouching human when viewed from the east, hints at symbolic design. The southern section, measuring just over 16 feet per side, holds a variety of flat stones arranged in deliberate patterns. Local communities refer to one stone-laden section as the Stone Warehouse, a name passed down through generations. Tools, ceramics, and metal artifacts found in the area suggest that this valley wasn't just spiritual, it was a hub of life, trade, and ritual. Gunung Padang challenges what we think we know about Southeast Asia's ancient civilizations and the sophistication they held. Number 5. John D. Sepp's Spirit Mirror. John D., the 16th century advisor to Queen Elizabeth I, wasn't just a political figure, he was also deeply involved in alchemy, astronomy, and mysticism. Among his many strange possessions was a polished obsidian mirror he used to speak with spirits, or so he claimed. In 2021, a new geochemical analysis revealed something shocking: the mirror isn't English at all. It was made by the Aztecs and taken from Mexico during early colonial contact. For the Aztecs, obsidian wasn't just a decorative stone, it held spiritual significance. Used in rituals and medicine, they believed reflections in polished obsidian could reveal hidden truths or connect them to the divine. Dee's obsession with the mirror makes a strange kind of sense now. It was a powerful object, both symbolically and culturally. That he acquired it and believed in its energy isn't so far-fetched anymore. What remains unclear is how much he really understood about its origins, or whether the knowledge behind it was something he sensed more than studied. Number 4. The Terracotta Army Sips Bronze Weapons Mystery. For decades, the Terracotta Army's goodly preserved bronze weapons baffled archaeologists. The theory was that ancient Chinese craftsmen had used chromium-based techniques to prevent corrosion, an idea that gave credit to early technological genius. But recent findings led by Dr. Marcos Martinon Torres from the University of Cambridge debunked that assumption. After analyzing 464 bronze items, his team discovered the preservation wasn't due to chromium treatment at all. The real explanation: a mix of high tin content in the bronze alloy and the soil's specific chemistry. The trace chromium found on the weapons wasn't deliberate. It came from lacquer used to coat the statues and their wooden accessories. That lacquer, which acted as a base layer for paint, simply contaminated the bronze. So, in reality, the weapons survived due to a perfect storm of materials and environmental luck, not advanced metal science. Even so, this accidental preservation has helped these ancient relics stay nearly pristine after 2,000 years. Number 3. The Babylonian Geometry Tablet. For over a century, a small, dusty clay tablet sat ignored in the archives of a museum in Istanbul. It wasn't until 2021 that it caught the attention it deserved. This 3,700-year-old artifact, originally unearthed in Iraq, is now believed to contain the oldest known example of applied geometry. Mathematician Dr. Daniel Mansfield from UNSW in Australia studied the inscriptions and recognized a Pythagorean triple, a formula used to calculate perfect right angles. That might sound familiar, except this tablet predates Pythagoras by more than 1,000 years. It's part of what experts call a cadastral document, meaning it was used for surveying land and recording property boundaries in ancient Babylon. The level of mathematical knowledge encoded here is far beyond what many assumed for the time. It suggests that early civilizations weren't just philosophizing about math, they were using it for practical purposes. This little clay slab didn't just mark lines in the dirt, it reshaped how we view ancient science, proving they measured their world with far more precision than we ever imagined. Number 2. Ramp found near Luxor. The mystery of how the ancient Egyptians built their massive pyramids might finally have some clarity thanks to a ramp system uncovered in 2018 near Luxor. At Hatnub, an ancient alabaster quarry, a joint team from the University of Liverpool and the French Institute for Oriental Archaeology found a steep central ramp flanked by staircases and post holes. An engineering setup that may have allowed workers to haul multi-ton stones uphill with remarkable precision. The posts once supported wooden poles around which ropes were looped, giving laborers a mechanical advantage as they pulled the heavy blocks into position. This system predates the pyramids themselves but likely served as the model for how larger construction projects, like the ones at Giza, were achieved. It's yet another sign of how advanced Egyptian engineering was, especially considering the rest of the world was still deep in the Stone Age. This ramp doesn't just explain how blocks were moved, it points to a deeper mastery of materials, labor, and geometry long before cranes or bulldozers were a thing. But the whole story, no one knows. Number 1. The Nostra Vasca Votiva. When a wooden structure was first found in Italy's Po Valley in 2005, it looked like a large cistern or water reservoir. For years, that was the running theory, until archaeologists looked deeper. In 2021, new scans and radiocarbon dating finally confirmed what the structure truly was, a 3,400-year-old ceremonial tank. Known now as the Nostra Vasca Votiva, it wasn't built for farming or bathing. This was the center of a water-based cult. Hidden beneath it, experts also found a second, nearly identical tank buried earlier. Inside, both were figurines and ceramics, deliberately placed in layers. These weren't accidental drops, they were offerings. The discovery of two purpose-built tanks stacked in the same spot suggests the site held deep ritual importance, likely passed down through generations. The second tank's presence hints the cult existed even earlier than the top layer's 300-400-year dating. It's rare to find something that reveals so much about prehistoric belief systems, but this tank, silent, buried, and beautifully preserved, speaks volumes about the sacred role water once played in early Italian society. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it, share it, and smack that subscribe button for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you very soon.